And so today we're going to try to add to that video because it was so close up on the Phabulos Phablet, I didn't get a chance to see the whole screen of what I was trying to do. What we're going to talk about today is, I mentioned the different battery types and I got them all mixed up. So let's start with the batteries. This aside for a second, because for right now we're not going to be using this for a second here. Okay. And I want to explain now, if you are always curious about batteries, batteries are, of course, the energy storage facilities of different devices. And now all of these batteries here have a lot in common. And they all are 1 millimeter difference, okay? The Phabulos MTK came with this one, okay? This is a BL4C. The BL4C battery is 4 millimeters thick, and originally it was designed for an older cell phone, and it only holds, as it says on the back here, of 650 milliamp hours. Okay. This Phabulos Phablet has two of them for a total combined capacity of about 1,300 milliamp hours. These two batteries here are used almost like an auxiliary gas tank. Okay. Well, I like to consider them like little gas cans. You can use these. Go to the electrical gas station, fill them up with energy, and then dump them in the big tank of the Phabulos Phablet. The problem is that it's equivalent to about, using gasoline terminology, this one holds 6.5 gallons. Okay? Want a bigger gas can than that, right? This is a very common no-name brand, BL5C. This was originally introduced by Nokia for the 1100 economy cell phone. Okay, and they come in different sizes. And this one here holds 1,000 milliamp hours, or 1 amp hour. This would be equivalent of a gallon gas can. Okay, so this holds about a gallon of gas, electrical gas. This big one, there's no reason why you couldn't use this one. It certainly is the largest one I have. This is the BL6C. The BL6C is 6 millimeters thick, okay? And this is a genuine Nokia battery, by the way, okay? And it has, in these, I have seen capacity up to 1.3 amp hours. But that's not exactly, I'm really disappointed with this because I really would have thought that for something that's bigger than this, it could have definitely had more amp hours in it because it's certainly thicker. You can almost see it. If you're looking at this in the studio, you'd see that it definitely is thicker by about a millimeter. And you would think for that size difference that you could definitely make use of that to have more capacity. You easily would have thought that this would easily have probably close to maybe about 1,350 to 1,500. I have seen these in the same capacity as this BL5C. But when I think of the larger one of these, it's like someone basically bought a big gas can and then didn't bother, and then fill up the empty space with injection molded plastic, so you could not fill it to a bigger capacity. In other words, volume. This has got more room, but unfortunately, it's the same amount of amp hours as this one. Now, regardless of which batteries you're going to use for the Phabulos Phablet, one of the things, like I did point out to you yesterday, was when Sherry worked to deal with me on this, is that the USB, micro USB port is broken. It's totally shot. There's nothing left of it. Electrically, it has no connection to the outside world. Okay? So how do you charge this? And I showed you yesterday in that video is what we do is we can put these batteries into a compatible charger, which happens to be my Bluetooth speaker happens to fit both this and this size. Okay? And so I can fill this up with voltage after that I can one at a time and then put them inside. And as I also said yesterday, and I will remind you again today, if you really want to use the BL6C, even though the amount of available amperage is really not that much, it fits in fine. The problem is that you can't put the back on. It's just too big for the back. Okay, it sticks out too much. But it's fine if you don't mind leaving the back of the Phablet exposed to the rain and moisture or whatever. If it's in the case, it's probably not going to be a problem. Anyway, I never did show you the case. Just came with it. This is it's kind of a pretty good basic case. It's supposed to do is the Phablet is supposed to light the stand on top of here. If you use two BL6s and you have them on the back and you have it in this holder, it wouldn't really matter because you would at least be protecting your delicate, sensitive innards from some moisture and shock. But it's not at all as good idea as would be is using the appropriate cover to protect the guts. Now, this device is an older model. The Japanese company called MTK, which markets this one under the iDream brand, has now created a new Phablet design which does not allow you to plug in external batteries like this. So if you get the newer one, which is 3G and I think 4G, and I think there's an LTE version for a lot more money than this. This is only a 2G, I believe. If that was the kind of situation where this thing did not have the ability to take out the little, if you will, portable batteries, i.e. miniature gas cans, you would have no choice but to spend some good money and get this thing USB port fixed. Otherwise, you would not be able to do anything with it once the batteries burned out. Android devices are notorious for running batteries down really fast. In fact, of all the Android devices I have ever used, from the Samsung Gyrant to this thing to some other phones I have used of friends, they go through batteries like there's no tomorrow. So this one here, at least you can put the two batteries inside like this and you can keep it filled up. Now, you'll also know I have a TF flash card here, which right now I have in something else right now. Okay? And this one, I never did show you a good picture of this. This one has also provision for your two SIM chips for SIM 1 and SIM 2. So, in here in the United States, if you wanted to have an AT&T SIM here, a T-Mobile SIM here, a T-Mobile SIM in the front, AT&T in the second one, maybe T-Mobile in the first slot, maybe a Metro PCS in the second slot. Not a problem. I personally never really used it that way. Right now, to use it as a phone is kind of asinine. Seriously, I don't think I could use it like that. I think I would feel kind of uncomfortable trying to put such a big piece of glass to my face. Just like everything else, you get handprints all over it and things like that. Where's the microphone on this thing anyway? I don't know. I know it works. I know we get sound out of it. But who knows? Maybe the speaker is maybe it's next to the speaker. Whatever. But anyway, this one also has a front-facing camera, and it has the rear-facing camera, and it has a 1.2 gigahertz processor. It has about 250. I think it's 256 internal memory in this. Or is it 512? I think it's 256. I think it's 256. And you can put up to 32 gigabyte TF flash cards in it. So power-wise, you could definitely use this like it is. If you have to do what I'm doing and have to limp around using refills like this on power, let me make some suggestions for you right now. Because I did some research into the so-called super batteries that were being marketed by a couple pitchmen. Let's say BL5 can hold 2,450 milliamp hours. No, it can't. There's just no room inside for that much lithium ion material to hold 2,450 milliamp hours. What they're doing is they're offering basically snake oil. If you really want to get 2,450 milliamp hours out of a battery this size, that ain't gonna happen. Okay, I've seen the biggest one I've seen from any reputable manufacturer that I would really seriously consider is Nokia, because after all, they're the one who designed this format, right? This is really a Nokia battery. This is a Nokia battery for Nokia 1100. This is a Nokia battery for the 6255i. Okay, now if you use this battery, like I said, it's bigger. Nokia might make a higher capacity one of a 1300. I have to look. The biggest battery that Nokia makes in this size is 1050. I would not go any bigger than 1050 on this, because there's just no practical reason to do it. In fact, there's also safety reasons why not to. Number one is there's a lot of stuff inside of the lithium-ion battery that can make this thing, make your life a living unpleasant hell. These batteries can inflate, they can explode, they are basically a controlled chemical factory inside. And as long as everything is treated properly and is respected and nobody does anything stupid to the battery, it will work, and it will work very well, and you will be happy, okay? But if you have no choice but to use 1,000 milliamp hour battery, this holds two, so you can have two of them at 2,000 milliamp hours. There's a built-in 3,000 or 4,000 milliamp battery. I thought it was 4, but it could be 3. It could be 3, okay, but still. Get 2 sets of these. You can get a Nokia branded charger, a real honest to God one. 2 real honest to God BL5Cs to Nokia, no problem, from China. Or at least they say they're from Nokia. They got the hologram on it, like this one does. See, we can't see it, but it's because it's a hologram. It's old. It's been through a lot. But if you look at it, you can still see the effect here. It still says Nokia over here on the front here, and it has Nokia information like brand and everything else. This BL5C could definitely hold. There's no reason why it can't. I think they do have one that does hold 1,300 milliamp hours, but just make sure if you use this bad boy, you're gonna have to leave the cover off. Okay. But if you want to leave the cover on and still make it look good and still be able to charge it, pick up the charger from a company in New Jersey. They sell the Nokia brand batteries and Nokia brand charger for about $7. You can get 2 supposed to be Nokia batteries and the charger, and you can charge 2. Okay, well, why not just get 2 chargers, 4 batteries? That way you have 2 chargers. You can charge in both batteries simultaneously, and then you can always fill and then recharge, rotate around. Very good idea. Absolutely, probably the best idea I've heard in years. Yeah, and it also can be charged also by using a plug into mains power, and also can charge from a USB port, which means you can use one of those solar panel chargers. Now you're thinking. Thank you very much. Off the grid charging is certainly something that could be a real asset. especially for these things. Now, how does this thing work? I did do this demonstration on this yesterday, but you couldn't see me because there was some more or barely on me at all. I don't even know if you're going to see me now. So what I'm going to do is, let me start by trying to turn it on so you can see how it works. Now, I found out if you don't want to listen to the crazy startup song, hold the down volume button and turn it on up here. Okay? Or is it... You go backwards. Turn it on first. Okay. Now hold the down button. Thanks. Okay. And that will do is that'll play will mute the intro tone so you can actually see the description. This is running Android Jelly Bean 4.1 of Android. Right now I don't have the TF flash card in here, but I do tell you right now it still works even without it. So, it's big. Real big. So I'm going to unlock the phone here. Okay. If you want to have some sound, you can turn up a little bit. I just keep it just a little bit. I don't want to blast it. You can do the things. You got your apps. You got your Wi-Fi. I don't think the Wi-Fi is on. Yeah, it is. Okay. But you can turn it off. Okay, I'll turn it off. They'll say power. Right, but we're going to use it for the demonstration, right? Yeah, okay, so we're going to leave that on. We're going to leave that on. So, just like the iPhone, swipe that down. Clear that up. Okay. Now, I don't know if the thing is connecting to my Wi-Fi right now. Let me see if I can get this to connect. One of the things I don't like about Android in general is that it has a notorious habit of, but you're pretty good at this. I'm pretty good at this. Thanks, So we're going to turn on constant sync, wireless and networks. Oops, sorry, went the wrong screen here. Yes, this has the ability to do internet calling as well. So if you don't want to use the fancy software, okay. Wi-Fi says IP address in PingFast. Yeah, but it's not connected to PingFast. Okay. 112 public is connected to that. Okay, so it's connected to both. Alright, whatever. Okay. I don't care which one's connected to. Alright, so basically... yeah, I keep bumping the ringer button. Alright, so now it's a tablet, right? So now I can show you this will work with my Bluetooth keyboard. But let me just show you. Do you have any idea what to type? Does this have a text editor in it? It might have a notepad. It might have a notepad. It has an FM radio, which does work, but unfortunately our building, our thing is so full of interference so you can't really hear anything on the radio. File manager, messaging. Alright, the heck with it. This is the messaging sub app. Okay, now so I want to go and I want to enter a message. So I got to go to settings. I want to compose a message. Why? Because I want to see the keyboard. You gotta turn that damn thing off. I know. Okay. And there you go, just like that. You can have a keyboard like this. No, if you can use this as the Bluetooth keyboard too. You don't have to use it like... Holy crap, that's huge. That is big. Yeah. It certainly is bigger than my iPhone, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay. And you can look at it like that. Or like that. Okay, so there's a keyboard. So, yes, it will work with my iPhone keyboard, and it has a few additional features as well. Okay, I'm going to close this app. So, I don't want to run the battery down because it's a pain in the ass to fill. So, I'm going to just turn this off. So, what I can do is I'm going to turn this off. Hit power off. Okay, power this off. Okay. Now, this is a 2G. Apparently, this is supposed to be a 2G model. For a long time, T-Mobile only did 2G. Okay, 3G was not even an option. Okay, for most generic devices that didn't support their 21 megahertz frequency. Now finally, when they reformed everything, they put the 3G on the 1900. So now 3G, which will work with this device, if this supports 3G or WCDMA, I don't know if it does or not. But if it does, you're all set to go. Now, we talk about USB ports a lot. I wanted to show you something right here. This is a tiny little tester. We use this for the iPhone 3GS. And what it does is it lets you plug in any kind of device charger I want into my iPhone. But its connectors on this side I want to show you. This bigger hole is a mini USB plug. Physically, it's a lot more durable, it's stronger than this one, which is the micro USB port, which is the same as on this Phabulos Phablet thing that's broken. So, I would love to see if I could ask the company, whoever's going to be the one that's repairing this thing, if instead of installing another one of these micros, if we could upgrade it to a mini. Because then I would be able to use a plug-in that is much more durable than the micro. The micro plugs break so easy. I've had the displeasure of destroying so many of them in a very short time. Whereas the minis, only one cord failed outright. And that was not because of me. That was because of a manufacturer's defect. I did work to try to fix that problem. I don't think I did a good job on it. You didn't do the worst. I didn't do the worst, but I didn't do a good job. So what I want to do is I would like to definitely use the mini versus the micro when I could, because it's better. So anyway, the point is that to use this thing right now, if I was to use this right now, as I would not use it as a phone because it would kill my battery too damn quick. So here we can see how the so-called stand works. Doesn't work that good. It doesn't work that good. There it is. Now it's standing. Okay, well it doesn't look like it's standing very good. Probably not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Okay. But still, pretty good. You know, I think your iPhone stand is better. My iPhone stand is made by a third party. Yeah. Still better. Still better. Okay, there we go. It does have Bluetooth. It does do Wi-Fi. It has Wi-Fi messaging option. I have set up for Google Voice right now. I haven't tried it yet, but I do have the option. And it's just a wonderful example of trying to make the best of a bad situation. And since you can use the same Bluetooth speakers to belt out the tunes, you can charge your batteries at the same time. It's a better deal. And that's the way to go with it. So for right now, guys, if you really wanted to know about the physical demonstration of the tablet goes, like I said yesterday, you can use any size battery you want, depending on a couple things. BL5Cs and a matching Nokia charger is probably going to be the better choice to go if you want to at least be able to close the cupboard. BL6Cs from Nokia. I'm only mentioning Nokia because there's a lot of cheap knockoff Japanese or Chinese products, and unfortunately, batteries are one area where you're going to be very careful because there's a lot of snake oil salesmen trying to sell you things out there and promises that are not even claims you can't even prove or keep. Okay? So if you stick with a name brand, real deal battery, in this case the Nokia line batteries, or if it's a battery made by another OEM that you know and you trust, go for that. Okay. And of course, how big should you go for battery? Depends on a lot of things. Like, for example, is how much are you willing to pay? Here's a hint. Only buy if you buy only batteries from name brand manufacturers like Nokia or anything else that'll fit in there. You trust the company. Don't expect to get 2,450 milliamp hours for the same price as this. You're not. That's snake oil. Okay? And it's snake oil because it's been tested by a whole bunch of different individuals. Some say it works, some say it does not. Clearly, it's an area where there's a lot of people. I certainly was excited about it yesterday too. But the truth is that there's a lot of snake oil out there, and you don't want to get stuck with the snake oil. And also, you want to make sure the battery you buy is from a company is new. A lot of those cheap snake oil salesmen would sell you a used battery, call it new, and say it's a good deal. But if you want to try it, it's at your own risk. If you think it's worth it while experimenting with it, go for it. But for me, no, thank you. No, I wouldn't. In my circumstances, use this as it is now. I have to definitely get the charger. I'm going to buy 2 of the Nokia chargers from this company in New Jersey. They come with batteries. They come with 2 BL5 batteries. They're Nokia branded batteries. It's a Nokia branded charger. Is it really Nokia? That's a great question, like I said. Hard to say. Fortunately enough, it does offer a return warranty, so if I don't like the product, I can send it back and tell them, especially if it's defective, and say, I'm sorry, this isn't working for me, and I have to refund my money. And since they're in New Jersey, it should be a lot easier to get it. I mean, yeah, probably getting off the slow, same sandpan tuna boat as everybody else is, but at least once it gets into the warehouses in New Jersey, then there's no reason why they would have to sit there and make me sit on it for days and days and days and days and days. So, for you iPhone guys and gals, if you ever want to be able to use whatever kind of charger of your dreams, get this. I bought these in New Jersey. It took me a while to get them. Get these. This supports both micro and mini USB. You'll be able to charge with both. But word of warning, buy a couple. Because they're small, they can get lost. And I found that sometimes that the ports work on some and don't work on others. And usually it's no big deal to fix it. And if you're the kind of person that likes to takes things apart because that's your way, get a couple of these and then you can take them apart to heart's content and not that expensive. Like $4 a piece. So then you'll be able to learn some new things and new technology. The speaker, Sherry really is green with envy for my speaker. Let me just tell you right now, if you want to get the same speaker, it's just the box. The speaker is actually sitting across the room. It is available. If you want to know where to get this speaker, the same thing as with everything else I have showed you. Send me a message with your email address, and I will send you a link to all of the information that you need to know where to get the stuff on eBay yourself. And if you want to get on other sites that too, like Amazon, the information can still be fed into Amazon's database and look up there too. So for now, I wanted to tell you, I hope you have a nice day, and talk to you soon. Okay? Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye, guys.